Well, hey there. Here's hoping my video today doesn't flake out on me again. The one person who watched the last video noticed it cut off about a minute too soon. Sorry about that. We'll keep an eye on that. Quality is job one here at Retire at 41. Well, okay, it's in the top 20, probably. Anyways, I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I've been seeing more and more experts talk about how you should have some money in bonds. Bonds? James Bonds? No, just bonds. Many financial planners recommend having bonds in your portfolio, but they just never made any sense to me. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Mike and I retired at age 41. If you're interested in hearing about early retirement from someone who's done it and is passionate about personal finance, please consider giving a like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and it helps the channel out. All right, so I know what you're thinking. Sure, there are good things about bonds, aren't there? Sure. They can provide a small, steady stream of income with predictable and regular interest payments. They are lower risk, I suppose, compared to stocks. They can help diversify your portfolio, reducing your risk by balancing the potential volatility of the up and down of stocks. And some bonds have tax advantages, like municipal bonds. Many times, interest on municipal bonds is exempt from federal income tax and sometimes state and local taxes as well. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's not the whole story. What about some risks? I mean, there's interest rate risk. If you have this bond and interest rates go up, your bond is now worth less. What about inflation risk? You know, when you're locked into this rate with this bond, inflation could pass you by. You know, we haven't had any inflation recently, have we? What about this? The issuer of the bond could default. I didn't know they could do that. Hey, I thought bonds were safe, right? There's also something called liquidity risk. So if you needed the money and you tried to sell these bonds in a hurry, you'll need to sell them at a pretty deep discount for anyone to buy them. But by far the biggest problem with bonds is their historically lower returns compared to stocks. As someone who is trying to retire early, why in the world would anyone want lower returns? Putting your hard-earned money into bonds is like competing in a swim meet wearing snow pants and moon boots. It just drags you down. Everyone else will get to the finish line before you do. Some folks say, well, it helps me sleep at night. How does deliberately capping your returns help you sleep? That would do the opposite for me. Wouldn't a high-yield savings account be better for that purpose? I think it would. Some financial experts tell you that your bond exposure should be your age. So if you're 30 years old, 30% bonds, and the rest equities, so 70% stocks in that case. And the closer you get to retirement, as you get older, keep adding more bonds as a percentage. So when you're 70 years old, you should have 70% bonds and 30% equities. This is a great idea provided you want to retire at 70, because it may take you that long to have a big enough nest egg to retire. I never owned a bond during my working years, and in retirement, I still don't. All you really need is 2 years worth of expenses in a high-yield savings account and the rest in equities, preferably a low-fee total market index like Vanguard's VTSAX. We talk about VTSAX in my last video if you're interested. So that's it for today. What are your thoughts on bonds? I'm sure you have some. What's been your experience with them? Please let me know down below in the comments. Next time, we're going to take a look at my favorite retirement calculator. You're not going to want to miss that one. Thank you for your time. Take care and remember to do your best and forget the rest. Peace!